Hello everyone, it's Sharon. Welcome to another Makes video. July was all about sewing for hot weather. We broke records here in Texas. I think there were places in the rest of the country that did also, but it was hot. I sewed a lot of dresses and I dedicated 1 week to sewing for others. The top I'm wearing, I did indeed sew it. It is one of the Itch to Stitch Glenelly t-shirts. I've sewn 4, maybe 5 of them. I have lost count. It's one of my favorites. July was sew all the dresses month, with the exception of a couple little knit tops. The first one is this right here. Let's take it off the hanger, get a better idea. It's a 1-shoulder top, and you don't get to see this one modeled on me because it's too tight, it's too small. This is going for my girlfriend, so I'm counting it as one of my sew for others. This was from the BurdaStyle magazine, June 2022, and it is top number 121 right here. This is an ITY knit that I picked up at, I almost said S.R. Harris because I'm so used to saying I picked up fabric at S.R. Harris. I picked this up at Walmart. It was one of those pre-cut bundles. I picked those up to test the fit of the patterns. And I'm really glad that I did not use the knit I was planning on using for this one because, as I said, it is too small. It's too small in the bust. I need to do a full bust adjustment for this. Once I was done sewing this, I had a duh moment. This is a quick sew pattern. Oh, I don't have my glasses. 4244 quick sew. Look at it's the same design. The only thing different, and I'll show you the line drawing, is the BurdaStyle magazine has darts. This one does not. The next 3 makes are from the Indie Stitch subscription box that I get monthly. I signed up for the subscription 6 months ago. This month was the first month I actually sewed any of them, but I finished 3 of them, so that's good. In the box, you get fabric, you get the copy shop pattern, you also get a code so that you can download the PDF pattern. You get your thread, you get machine sewing needles, and also a couple sewing related items. This was just a way for me to try out patterns that I probably wouldn't have chosen to try without this subscription box. This is the Ivy Knit ColorBlocked tee from Sinclair Patterns. I won't be modeling these because I did sew them for my daughter, so they don't fit me quite the same as they do her. She's a few inches shorter than I am. The fabric is a lightweight double brush knit and an eyelet knit. Do you see that? Very slightly see-through. And I love the very subtle color blocking on it. It has a nice pleat in the back, which gives some fullness to it. Has a slightly curved hemline. I didn't like this pattern, and that had more to do with my mistake. I had been sewing a number of things using a 3/8 inch seam allowance, and that's what I started doing with this one. This was designed for a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You know, it's so loose fitting, it's gonna fit my daughter anyway, so I just continue with the 3/8 inch. I glanced at the instructions, and if you are a beginner, you're going to love the instructions that come with this t-shirt pattern. I found them to be way too detailed with way too many photos. It's not something that I needed to sew this, and I just did my own thing. I've sewn lots and lots and lots of knit tops over the years, and I just did it my own way. I am really happy with the final tee. My daughter's gonna love it also. This pink floral top is the Love Notions Rockford Raglan. I have not sewn with Love Notions patterns before. I know a number of you probably have. I know a number of people on the sewing internet world sew with them. I really liked the pattern. It was drafted beautifully. The instructions were really clear. This little Raglan top took me maybe 2 hours to complete. Very, very simple, little swing shape. It's gonna be beautiful on my daughter. The fabric is a rayon knit and it's got a little swing shape to it. Super easy to sew. Excellent instructions. I'll definitely sew some more of these. I would like to keep this one, but I already promised it to my daughter, so I don't think I can go back on that. This knit dress is Blank Slate Patterns Catalina dress. I didn't like the pattern. Now remember, these are just my personal opinions, okay? I love the fabric. It's a beautiful rayon knit. And again, hanging right here, it doesn't have a lot of hanger appeal at all. Fabric recommendations for the dress are woven or knit, but it didn't have this little neckband that I included there. Do you see that? The instructions have you finishing the neckline with a purchased bias tape. I just didn't like that. I just didn't think it was going to look good on a knit fabric. So what I did instead is I measured my neckline all the way around. I multiplied it by 0.875, and that's how long I cut my band. And then I added the neckband like I would any knit top. Another thing that I didn't like, I did not do the tank top version. I did the extended shoulder version, but these armholes were really low, and I knew my daughter would never wear this if her bra was showing from the side under her arm. So I added a 2-inch band, no, a 1-inch band, doubled over, to just kind of help disguise that a little bit. I'm hoping it works. And one thing I do want to point out, pockets, because when we sew, we love to point out that we have pockets in our garments, right? And they're nice size. This is the Cashmerette Club Wexford dress and top. This was the Cashmerette Club pattern for July. Let's get rid of this. I like indie patterns that are drafted well, and I especially like indie patterns that have full bust taken care of for me so that I don't have to alter the pattern. This I made too big. I should trust the pattern measurements that are given, because I know Cashmerette has always been accurate for everything I've sewn before, but I didn't trust it. I went up a size, and this is actually too large for me. I could take it in, but I'll probably just see if I can find someone that can wear it. You might recognize this fabric if you've been watching my channel for a while. This was in a mystery box from Fabric Mart Fabrics. I did a fabric haul a long time ago. I bet it was 2 years ago. The only thing I would do differently on this one, besides do the correct size according to the measurements, I would add inseam pockets. That would make it the perfect little summer dress. This maxi dress is McCall 7970. This pattern I had sewn a maxi dress a couple years ago. It was one of my favorites. I wore it that summer quite often. However, I did a closet clean out a couple months ago. I gave my daughter, my sisters, and my nieces a chance to claim anything they wanted before I did a donation. And the maxi dress that I had sewn from that pattern previously, I sent to my sister. She loved it. Oh, it looks so good on her. And I said, if you want to send me fabric, I'll be more than happy to sew you another one. This is it. I love her fabric choice. So this is a paisley, which, by the way, paisley is big for fall. I think paisley's always big for fall. It's a rayon challis. She doesn't remember where she got it. She thinks she got it at fabric.com, and she combined it with this blue rayon challis, a little bit sheer, and that was from Cali Fabrics. And I actually really like the way that looks. That little bit of sheer on the contrast ruffle is really cute when it's worn. Well, I'm assuming that because I've only seen it on the dress form. So let's hope once she gets it, she'll send us pictures of her wearing it. This next pattern, I liked it so much that I sewed myself 2 in July. It's the Sewing Workshop Edgewater dress. Put that pattern down, and here are the 2 that I sewed. The Edgewater dress is a semi-fitted dress that is designed to hit mid-calf. It has a crew neckline. I lowered mine by 1.5 inches. I also shortened the dress by 2 inches. What I like about the dress is those asymmetric panels on the bottom. That one larger panel, that shape is created with a side dart. The fabrics for the purple one, I purchased that as a kit from the Sewing Workshop. It's a combination of a knit and a woven, which I think is very interesting. And the floral one, I purchased those fabrics from S.R. Harris, with the exception of that little purple at the bottom. That was a remnant from Emma Winsock. This bright summer dress is McCall's 8214. I started looking at the line drawing on it, and I thought, think back to those 80s fashions, the drop waist with the long tiered skirt. I was really afraid it was going to be way too reminiscent of the 80s, that it would actually look like an 80s pattern, but I don't think it does. Part of that might be because I chose to use this really bold print. The fabric is a rayon linen blend. It's got a really wild print to it, and I purchased mine from Metro Textiles. I'll link to Metro Textiles in the description box below. They may or may not have more of this available. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I will say it's loose fitting, but I did go ahead and do a full bust adjustment. Now, there is no dart here because I did not add a dart. I wanted to keep the design look, and I wanted to keep the intended design ease of the garment, which is why I chose to do the full bust adjustment. I did a pivot and slide method on that. As you can see from the photos, it is indeed loose fitting, more than enough room in the bust area. We've got the pockets. I know it seems like they might be really low because it's a drop waist, but I actually think it works well. And instead of purchase bias tape, I did my own bias tape at the neckline. I would have done it for the sleeves also, but I ran out of fabric. I had just enough fabric. I've got like some teeny tiny scraps left, not enough to do bias strips to hem the sleeves. This is the type of dress, if you don't want attention, you don't want to sew and wear this one, because this draws a lot of attention when I'm out and about. You know, it's 100+ degrees out. You can't do anything outside anyway, so you might as well stay inside and sew. Based on what I wore most often, this one was my favorite, but it was really hard to choose. I really liked everything I sewed this month. I hope you have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next video, and happy sewing. I just forgot what it's called. Dang it.